Are your savings really sufficient for retirement? You spent decades saving money. You watch the number in your bank account go up, and now that number looks huge. You should feel like you've already won, right? But what if I told you that feeling is completely fake? For a shocking number of people, that security is a total illusion. And what if the real problem isn't a massive stock market crash, but five secret mistakes that are draining their accounts right now? In this video, I'm going to show you these five retirement killers that nobody sees coming. And I'll also show you how to destroy them for good. The first mistake is insane and it's the most common. You get the numbers for your retirement life totally wrong. Everyone just assumes their spending will crash once they stop working. And yeah, you won't be paying for gas to get to work. But new and way bigger expenses show up to replace them. Are you wondering if your own retirement fund is enough? Let's talk about the two biggest budget destroyers, healthcare and long term care. It is a 100% fact that the older we get, the more healthcare we need. And data shows that healthcare costs are rising faster than literally everything else, crushing senior citizens' budgets. And beyond just your normal bills, you could need long term care, which can wipe you out financially if you didn't plan for it. And it's not just about the serious stuff, it's the fun stuff too, right? You have been dreaming of traveling, learning crazy new hobbies, or finally beating your friends at golf. That stuff costs a lot of money. And if your budget were just subtracting your old work costs, you have left a giant hole. The rule is that you need nearly 80% of what you made before you retired just to keep living the same life. And the fix is to be brutally honest and make a real plan. Don't just use some bogus online calculator and think you're done. You need to create a line by line battle plan. Research what Medicare does, and more importantly, what it does not cover. Get actual quotes for long term care insurance. And then make a dream budget with all your travel and hobbies. And then stress test it. What if everything costs 20% more than you think? Building in that buffer isn't being negative, it's your first line of defense to protect everything you've built. The second secret trap is underestimating the insane power of long term inflation. We all know it's real, but almost nobody understands what it does to your money over a 20 or 30-year retirement. It is the silent thief that steals your buying power while you sleep. Even a small 3% inflation rate will literally make your cost of living double in 24 years. Think about it like this. If you withdraw $60,000 in your first year of retirement with 3% inflation, you will need over $100,000 in 20 years to buy exactly the same stuff. This is where so many people fail. Their plans don't account for prices going up. It's why people feel rich in their early 60s, but by their late 70s, their budgets are squeezed to zero. Their money stays the same while the world gets more expensive every single year. So, what's the move here? First, any retirement plan you have must include an inflation adjustment of at least 3% every year. Don't even look at a plan that doesn't. Second, your investments have to grow faster than inflation. This means even when you're retired, you can't just hide all your money in cash or low yield bonds. You need growth. Keeping money in stocks is critical. And last, find money sources with built in inflation protection, like Social Security or like annuities, which have cost of living adjustments. Now, this third mistake sounds like a good thing, but it is a financial trap that will bankrupt you, underestimating how long you will live. People are living longer than ever before. The number of people reaching 100 is going to explode in the next few decades. When the old retirement rules were made, people only planned to live for 15 or 20 more years. Now you have to plan for 30 or even 35 years. Studies have shown that just adding 5 years to a retirement deadline dramatically increases the risk of you running out of money. If you plan your money to last until you're 85, but you live to be 95, you're facing 10 years with $0. This is longevity risk, and millions of people are making this gamble without even knowing it. It's no surprise that most people are terrified of outliving their savings. So, how do you plan for a future you cannot predict? You plan for the best case scenario, a long, healthy life. So, instead of just planning to age 85, run your numbers to maybe 95 or even 100. Yes, it means you have to save more or work a few more years, but it's a critical safety net. Second, this is where guaranteed income becomes your best friend. Things like annuities can give you a paycheck for life, no matter how long that is. Delaying Social Security is another power move. For every year you wait to take it after your full retirement age, your check gets permanently bigger, giving you a larger inflation proof income for the rest of your life. I know this might be starting to sound overwhelming, and that's because it is. These are huge, complicated challenges, and getting help can make all the difference. If you're getting any value from this breakdown, do me a favor and hit that like button. And if you have questions, drop them in the comments below. I will try to read every single one and answer it. Now, let's talk about a mistake that's less about saving money and more about how much you actually get to keep. That brings us to secret mistake number 4, ignoring the massive tax bomb that is waiting to explode in retirement. For your entire career, you deferred taxes by putting money into 401ks and IRAs. That was smart then, but you also created a ticking time bomb. Every single dollar you pull from these accounts in retirement is taxed as normal income. Let that sink in. If you need $80,000 a year to live, you can't just withdraw $80,000. You might have to pull out closer to $100,000 just to pay the government. This one fact can completely destroy a perfect plan. And it gets even crazier when you have to take required minimum distributions or RMDs. That's when the IRS forces you to withdraw money every year, even if you don't need it. And these withdrawals can push you into a higher tax bracket and can even make your Social Security taxable. The solution is to think about taxes before you retire. And one of the greatest strategies is to diversify your money. Put some in tax deferred accounts like a 401k, some in tax free accounts like an IUL, and some in a normal brokerage account. This gives you ultimate flexibility in retirement. In a year when you need a large chunk of cash, you could pull it out from your tax free accounts. In another year, you could take more from your 401k. Remember, your withdrawal strategy is just as important as your saving strategy. And the final hidden mistake is a mental one, being way too optimistic about your investment returns. So many retirement calculators use a default return of 8% or even 10%. And yes, the market has had huge returns in the past, but it never happens in a straight line. So, banking on a high return every single year is a guaranteed way to lose. The real danger is something called sequence of returns risk. Basically, if you're unlucky and retire right before a giant market crash and you have to start selling your investments while they are down, you can permanently cripple your portfolio. Selling in a down market means you have to sell way more to get the cash you need, which locks in your losses and drains your savings at lightning speed. The first few years of your retirement have a massive impact on how long your money will last. And the solution is a mix of smart risk management and being flexible. As you get closer to retirement, you should slowly de risk your portfolio. But like we said, you can't give up on growth. So consider tools like IULs, which give you complete protection from market crashes. So, is that number in your account really enough? The honest answer is it depends. It depends on if you have planned for the real costs of living, the silent attack of inflation, the incredible possibility of a super long life, the guaranteed tax bill, and the wild swings of the market. True retirement security isn't just about the massive number you saved, it's about how smart your plan is to navigate these insane challenges. By stress testing your budget, planning for taxes, and building in flexibility, you can turn a nest egg that just looks good into one that gives you real lasting financial freedom. You have worked your whole life for this. Don't let these common mistakes derail everything. Take action, get informed, and build a plan that's as unbeatable as you are.